മലയാളം സിനിമയ്ക്ക് ഒരു ചരിത്ര സിനിമ കൂടി ലഭിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഏറ്റവും മികച്ച ഫ്രെയിം, അന്താരാഷ്ട്ര നിലവാരമുള്ള ടെക്നീഷ്യൻസ്, ഒപ്പം ബോളിവുഡിൽ നിന്നും കുനാൽ കപൂറിനെ പോലെയുള്ള നമ്പർ 1 ആക്ടറും. രംഗദേ ബസന്തി എന്ന തൻ്റെ ചിത്രത്തിലൂടെ ഏറ്റവും മികച്ച പെർഫോമൻസ് കാഴ്ചവെച്ച് ഇന്ന് മലയാളം ഫിലിം ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയുടെ ഭാഗമായി മാറിയ കുനാൽ കപൂറാണ് നമ്മോടൊപ്പം വീരത്തിൻ്റെ വിശേഷങ്ങൾ പങ്കുവെക്കാനായി ചേരുന്നത്. കുനാൽ, വെൽക്കം.
താങ്ക് യു.
Now you are on the floor of NTV, one and only live Malayalam channel which is telecasting outside from India. And you started your career as an assistant director, right? And you struggle a lot.
Sure.
So, when you start your career like an assistant director, in which year? What was your experience? What was your memories?
Well, I started actually as a production assistant in advertising. So I was a production assistant for a while. And then I was a production assistant with Rakesh Mehra.
Okay.
Who was directing a film called Aks at that point of time.
Okay.
So I decided I would become his assistant director.
Okay.
And then I was an assistant on a film called Aks.
Okay.
After which I became an actor. Okay. So I mean, yeah, I was behind the camera for about 4 years.
Okay.
Before I came in front of the camera.
Okay. So Manoj Bajpayee and all, part of that, brilliant actor.
Yeah.
You know, what's the luck factor of yours is, you got a chance to act with all number 1 actors like Amir Khan, ShahRukh, and you are part of the Bachchan family also.
Right.
So how was that experience? How you know, what do you think about that? You know, it's not everybody will get kind of chance.
Well, I think I got really lucky because so when I was an assistant, I had a chance to work on a film which had Mr. Bachchan and Manoj Bajpayee.
Yeah.
After that, I started doing theatre and I had a chance to work with the legend Barry John and Nasir Bhai, Nasruddin Shah. I had a chance to work with his theatre group. Then when I started acting, I had a chance to work with Tabu and Raghubir Yadav, Amirkhan, Madhuri Dixit, ShahRukh Khan. So it's been amazing. I think I got really lucky.
Exactly.
You know, when I look at my career, there's very few people from the outside that actually get a chance.
That's true.
You have to, you know, either be connected to the film industry or have some sort of lineage of the film industry. But I didn't have either. I was just a complete outsider.
Okay.
But I've had a chance to work with such interesting people.
Throughout this journey, now, you know, like you got a position, you have a place in Indian film industry. Let's say like that, because now you are in South Indian.
Sure.
You cover South Indian area also. So, like whom we want to say thanks, or whose name you always, you know, thinking, you know, like thankfully. If there is no that person, I cannot be in this. Who was that person?
Well, there's no one person really. I mean, of course, Rakesh Mehra has played an important part. He was the director of Rangade Basanthi. He was the guy that I assisted.
Okay.
So I was an assistant with Rakesh Mehra, and then I acted in Rangade Basanthi, which he was directing.
Yeah.
So he's obviously played a part that has been important. But there's no one person that I can think of and I can say that this is the person that, you know, made my career.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty much self-made.
Okay.
I've had to struggle.
Okay.
I've had to find my own way.
Okay.
And I've had to do things on my own really pretty much. So there's nobody that I look back and say that this was the person that came and changed my career for me.
So you want to say thanks to so many people.
Well, there's a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that I've learned from. All the people that I've worked with, it's been such a wonderful learning experience. But there's nobody that I can say has made my career for me. You know, I've had to do it myself.
Okay, there is no godfather. Like,
there's no godfather. No,
contributing
no.
With
Sure.
And you know, as I mentioned before our interview, you know, I'm also, you know, love to be an actor.
Right.
So even from the college days, school days, we will think about it.
Right.
So from when I am in the school, I'm always thinking, okay, how I can become an actor.
Right.
Even anybody asks, what do you want to be? I want to become an actor. How about your experience on that?
Well, yeah, even me. I mean, it's the same thing. I think I always wanted to be an actor. I was acting in school.
Okay.
I was acting in school plays, college plays. But there was a time in my life when I wasn't sure whether movies was what I wanted to do, because I just felt like it wasn't something that was maybe meant for me. It was too far away.
Okay.
So I started actually doing a lot of businesses.
Okay.
I worked in the stock market for a while.
Oh, really? Okay.
I worked with my dad in his construction company.
Okay.
I also started an export firm at one point.
Oh, okay.
So for 3-4 years I was trying different businesses. And then I realized that the only thing that I really enjoy doing is to be creative.
Okay.
which is where I decided I would become a production assistant to understand the world a little better.
Okay.
You know, you're from the outside, you don't know what a set is.
Exactly.
You don't know how the lighting is done, you don't know what the camera is, editing, music. I mean, you have an idea of it, but you don't have a practical idea.
Exactly.
So I felt like if I wanted to be in the movies, I needed to understand stuff much more closely. So I became a production assistant to begin with.
And like as your figure, like 6+, I think, your height.
Yeah.
And so definitely there will be a lot of girlfriends around during the college and the school life. How was the experience, and what are the memories?
Well, strangely in school and college I was very shy.
Okay.
So there was a lot of attention that I used to get, but I used to be very, very shy. So it took me a lot to actually go up to a girl and speak to her.
Ah, really? Okay.
Yeah. I was very shy to do that.
Okay. So during your college days, did you participate for the drama?
Yeah, I was part of the college drama team. I was, in fact, we won a couple of times as well.
Ah, okay, very good.
And I was part of the school drama club as well.
Ah, okay.
The building that I stayed in, we used to have our annual functions for Diwali, or for Republic Day, where all the kids used to perform.
Yeah.
That's where I first started performing. My first role was Hanuman.
Ah, really? Okay.
The thinnest Hanuman.
The thinnest Hanuman.
So I remember that was my first role, to play Hanuman in Ramayana.
Okay, great. And did any of your teachers or students mention very clearly you are going to become an actor?
Not really. I know nobody. I remember Rakesh Mehra, who I was assisting, one day called me and he said, "Look, what happens is that you spend more time in front of the camera than behind the camera when you're an assistant."
Okay.
So if there was someone's lighting, if Mr. Bachchan, somebody had to stand in, I used to stand in.
Yeah.
If somebody's lines had to be rehearsed, I would rehearse the lines.
Okay.
If some junior artist or character artist didn't show up, I would stand in place of them.
Okay.
So Rakesh was like, you spend more time in front of the camera.
Exactly.
I think you should just become an actor.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's, I think, when it became more solid in my head that acting was what I wanted to do. And I remember we were going for the premiere of Ux to Delhi. Okay. And I was speaking to Manoj Bajpayee, who was on the flight. And I was like, please tell me how you act and stuff.
Okay. Give me some tips.
Give me some tips. And he said that, you're going to Delhi, you should go and meet Barry John. He's my guru.
Okay.
So why don't you go and meet him? So I went to meet Barry, and Barry said, okay, but I operate out of Delhi. Okay. So I said, okay, I'll stay back in Delhi. Okay. So I called home and I said, I'll come back 6 months later. Okay. They said, but you went only for 1 day. Yeah, I said, yeah, but I'll come back 6 months later. I'm here now. I'm going to learn acting here. Okay. So that was my first sort of experience with acting.
Okay, I'm coming back to Veeram and all. But Rangade Basanthi, I cannot skip the interview without mentioning. Sure. So that's a massive hit, and
right.
All over the world, people start recognizing you. And your character, even Jairaj sir mentioned that. I saw in his interview. Sure. There is so many super duper actors are around, like Amir Khan and all. But he noticed your face. Yeah. So that was the output you given for that character. Sure. So just share the experience of that.
Well, I mean, it was, Rangade Basanthi was obviously special because, it was not a movie anymore. It became a movement. The Jessica Lal case got reopened because of this candle march has become, every time there's something, there's a candle march at the Red Fort. And that started with Rangade Basanthi. So it became so much more than a movie. And I think what was amazing about the film was that, all of us had so much fun making it. Okay. We were together for about 110 days shooting the film at different parts of the country. Correct. And everybody that watches the film says that you came, so, that's how close we had become. And so it was just such a special experience. And of course, we all knew that we were doing a film that we were very passionate about. And a film that we thought was very special. Okay. But really, I didn't expect it to, or any one of us expected to connect with an audience at such a deep level. Okay. Because it's been 10 years now since the film released. But even now, when it comes on television or it plays on Republic Day or Independence Day, I get so many messages about what a wonderful film it was, and how people are still influenced by it. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think I got really lucky that I was part of a film like that. That's
true. That's the first time you are meeting Amir Khan.
Yes.
So how was the experience? He's a legend. Like, in the acting, he's specializing each and every time.
Right.
So what are the things you learned from Amir Khan?
Well, Amir Khan is very mischievous. First of all, he looks like somebody who's serious, but he's actually a really mischievous guy.
Okay.
And he's great fun to be around.
Okay.
But besides that, what I learned from whether it's Amir or ShahRukh or all the other wonderful actors that I've seen is that the enthusiasm. I mean, these guys have been acting for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
Exactly.
But when they come to a set, they're so excited because they want to try something new.
Okay.
They want to do the dialogues in different ways. They want to do the scene, try it in different ways. So they're so passionate about their work, and there's a childlike quality about them when they're on a set,
Okay.
which I think is really fascinating to watch.
Okay.
And I think that's what makes them great, because I don't think any performance can happen by accident.
That's true.
There's a lot of work that
Hard
goes
work,
into,
spirit,
yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of passion that goes into it. There's a lot of preparation that goes into it.
True.
So that's what I learned from these people is that two things. One is passion, obviously,
Okay.
and the second is hard work.
Hard work. So many hard work behind completion of each
Yeah,
character.
of course.
Like they are considering each movie as their first movie.
Yeah,
Like
and
that,
that's
right?
that's the enthusiasm they have when they come on a set. They're so excited to be on the set.
That's true. That's true. Come to the Veeram. So at the time Jairaj sir called you and giving you this offer, how was that feel?
Well, that was so I got a call from Jairaj sir, a message, and I called him back, and I was obviously very excited because I had watched his films.
Okay.
And I really like his work. I mean, he's really a genius.
Okay.
So I was very excited to meet him. And I thought maybe, he's making a bilingual film and he wants me to do the Hindi film.
Okay.
So I went to meet him and he said, I'm doing this Macbeth first of all,
Okay.
which anyway I got very excited about
Yeah.
because that's a dream role for any actor. And secondly, he was like, so I want you to do the Hindi version. I said, great. He said, I'm also want you to do the English version. I said, oh, that's good, okay.
Okay.
And he said, I also want you to do the Malayalam version.
Okay.
So I was like, my God, 3 languages, this is going to be so challenging.
Exactly.
And he said, we're going to finish the film in 40 days.
Okay.
So for me, it was just so overwhelming because, the idea, first of all, you're playing a character like Macbeth, which is so complex and so layered and has such a journey and transformation. Secondly, you're doing the film in 3 languages.
That's true.
And thirdly, you're going to finish the film in 40 days.
Exactly.
So it was very overwhelming to begin with. But, just the fact that somebody like Jairaj sir, who I consider a genius, when somebody like him shows confidence in you,
Exactly.
automatically your confidence
That's
goes
true,
up as well.
that's true.
So I was very, very excited about doing the film.
And this character, like the legendary actor Mamuka,
Right,
did
sure.
this character
Sure.
in Vadakan Veeragadavu. So you heard about that?
Of course, I've heard about it. I've heard about it. I've watched, I wanted to watch it,
Okay.
but I decided not to watch it.
Okay.
Because I just feel like, when an actor has done such an amazing job with a character,
Exactly.
then when you watch that film, whether you like it or not, you get influenced by it.
Definitely, definitely.
So I didn't want to get influenced by it. I felt like I should approach it in my own sort of way,
Okay.
in a whole fresh sort of way,
Okay.
which is why I haven't watched it as yet.
Okay. Now you are part of the Malayalam industry.
Right.
So what's your future plans? Like if you get more offer from Malayalam industry, you are planning to do or what's
I would love to, because I've always believed that the content that comes out of Malayalam cinema is really special.
Okay.
I feel like the most experimental films, the films that are stretching the boundaries the most,
Okay.
are actually Malayalam films.
Okay.
So I'd love to do more work, but that depends on how well this film does,
That's true.
how people accept me in Malayalam
No, it's
cinema.
already accepted. Even the teaser
Right,
and everybody,
right.
people are like they don't believe it's a Malayalam movie.
Right.
It's like a Hollywood movie.
Right.
So that kind of output people got from the teaser
Sure,
itself.
sure.
And your hard work, your figure, actually everybody is shocked. Is this possible to make this kind of big budget movie in Malayalam?
Right.
How this happened? And the Chandu character, while Jairaj sir offer you this role, what was the challenges you face? And
I mean, lots of challenges. Firstly, of course, was the physical challenge.
Okay.
I had to put on about 12-13 kilos of muscle
okay,
to play this part. So that was a lot of hard work.
Okay.
Secondly, was to learn Kalari. That is very challenging again, especially because the Kalari that we've done in this film has a lot of weapons.
okay,
So swords, daggers, urmi.
okay,
So that was difficult to learn. Then there is of course the challenge of doing the film in 3 languages.
Okay.
So it's not like we've shot the scene in 1 language and dubbed it in other languages. We've shot every scene 3 times.
Like that.
So Malayalam and then Hindi
I
and
thought
then
it's a
English.
dubbing-
No, we've shot every scene 3 times.
Oh my God. Okay.
So that was very challenging. You would understand. You're an actor.
That's true.
Also, the acting in all 3 languages is slightly different.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust that.
Exactly.
And thirdly, of course, is the challenge of playing a character like Macbeth Chandu Chekawar, which has such a huge journey. I mean, this is a character that starts off being this very honorable soldier, gets seduced by power and ambition and greed and revenge, and then becomes a ruthless tyrant. That again is very challenging.
That's true.
So it really has been the most challenging film that I've ever done.
Okay. And how about the like crew? And it's a different crew, like there is some international actors and operators, artists and technicians. And all. So how you feel that from Bollywood to Kerala industry?
But I think this is a really ambitious film because Jairaj sir wanted to tell the story of Chandu Chekawar, and he felt like this is a story that should not only reach out to Malayali audiences, but also should reach out to audiences across the country and across the world. Because he felt like this is a story that can reach out to audiences anywhere in the world. Which is why they decided to make it in 3 languages first of all. And also he wanted the crew to be people that he felt could take the level of the film a little higher. So we had the most amazing crew. So we had Trevor Proud, who's won the Oscar, doing the makeup. We had Jeff Rona, who's worked on really big Hollywood films, doing the music. Again, Jeff who's the colorist of the film. He's worked on Revenant. Then there was the stunt choreographer. He's worked on really huge Hollywood films. He's also the stunt choreographer for Spartacus the show. So there were just people from across the world and across the country that came together because we all felt really passionately about the story and about this film. And we just connected so deeply because we wanted to make a good film. That was everybody's mission coming together.
That's true. And as mentioned earlier, once this movie released all over the world, you become a popular star in entire world because it's going to be released in English.
Right, it is. Yes.
So
I mean, it's already traveled to festivals across the country. Got a standing ovation in Calcutta. Opened the BRICS Festival. Opened the Goa Festival. Got longlisted for the Oscars. It's the first Indian film where the soundtrack has been longlisted for the Oscars. So it's already made some noise and already made some news across the world. And we're hoping that it gets a good English release because I really believe it's a film that can reach out to audiences anywhere in the world now.
You dub yourself for the English?
No, I haven't dubbed myself.
Hindi and Hindi, Malayalam
someone's dubbed for me.
But Hindi
I've done myself, yes, of course.
Excellent. And so we are going to wind up the interview. I have so many questions, but definitely you are busy and such a busy person. I don't want to make you bored. So how about the Kerala and the Kerala people, the attitude of the people? It's called God's own country. How you feel the hospitality, food?
Well, I've been coming to Kerala for a long time before this as well, of course. And I've been really, of course, fond of Kerala. The food, the food is amazing. The people are warm. People are really hospitable. And I've just always had the most amazing experience every time I come to Kerala.
And one tough question, I don't know you are going to answer. Who is your favorite actor in Malayalam industry? Mammootty?
Well, I can't choose between the two. It's very difficult. I think they're both amazing actors. They're both actors whose work I've really enjoyed. So it's very difficult to say that he's better than him. It's not. I always look at acting and anything creative like it's not a race. Where one person has to come first and the other has to come second.
That's true.
I mean, you can be fond of multiple actors and learn from multiple actors at the same time.
That's true. And Kunal, thank you so much for the time. And you want to say something to the NTV viewers, and you can.
Well, yes, Bhai, this is Kunal here, and our film Veeram is up for release. And this is a film that we've obviously put a lot of heart and soul into. And this is a film which I believe that visually really is one of the most stunning films I've seen. and is the most ambitious film I've been part of. So I hope you enjoy the film, and I look forward to your feedback on how you like the film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
ഒളിവാളുകൊണ്ട് തുടങ്ങി ഇനി ഒടുക്കം വരാ ഒളിവാളല്ല.